Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing in the Second Great War mod again, and we're going to be playing as China. We're going to be forming the Asian Heavenly Mandate, Chinese Asian Heavenly Mandate. Okay, that's how the name goes. Kind of a long name, but whatever. Okay, so this one, this one's actually relatively easy, and I decided to do it modern day because why not? And the thing is, China is, let's be real, way stronger than literally all of their neighbors, so it's not too hard. Anyways, I began the invasion firstly by like mobilizing a huge amount of troops and mainly lining them all up around Mongolia for invading them. And awkward thing was I put a bunch of troops near the Korean Peninsula, but I didn't use those guys in this invasion for some reason. But whatever. Anyways, I basically just started with like an attack on all sides. I think there was an initial attack from Mongolia, but that was basically nothing. So yeah, no. And also, as I went on, I disbanded troops because I was like, oh, this is way too easy. So I disbanded troops in the back because I just wanted to save money. And so soon enough, Mongolia was completely conquered and completely annexed by us. So that was one country down. I moved the rest of the troops to the Korea to prepare for that invasion. And I spent the rest of the next couple turns assimilating because, and I also reduced the taxes so that like the people would get less pissed and not revolt, which is actually interesting. Like you can actually invade a country and then like reduce your revolt risk a lot, because if you reduce the taxes, your happiness. Oh my god, yeah, we got hit by two plagues. It was crazy. Anyways, you can reduce your revolt risk a lot by just increasing decreasing the taxes because the happiness goes up. So then they revolt a little bit less. But yeah, no. Best way to do that, always is just assimilation. So let's be real. Anyways, increased some more forces on Korea, and then began the invasion of North Korea. This one goes pretty well. The Koreans do put up a decent resistance, but it's not good enough, I guess. Because of course let's be real, we are China, so pretty hard to stop. And we basically completely conquer North Korea right then and there. They get annexed completely. So again, this game is a little bit more seamless because we get to completely annex countries, right? So I raise a couple more troops in Manchuria and prepare for the next invasion to South Korea. And yeah, this one goes a little slightly less well. Look at my English, guys. Slightly less well. But I managed to move some forces back so that we prevent the South Koreans from making a breakthrough because they almost did. And then afterwards, it was just a push down to Busan and the South country, and then Jeju Island. And soon enough, we annexed all of South Korea. Now, let's be real. I think we are the most powerful. Oh yeah, small cut, right? Ignore that, right? I think I just stopped recording for a second and just had to replay it because I continue it. Anyways, yeah. So now that we have like practically the entirety of the Korean Peninsula, right? We're pretty powerful over here, okay? We're like the most strongest country in the world, and all we have left is Bhutan and all. And then all of a sudden, Japan declares war on us, and so I see them moving 5,000 troops here trying to jump me in Korea, just surprise me in Korea, and they do. But I realize, okay, I have home field advantage, so I can just charge them and continuously recruit, which I do. And then I continue the assimilation in Seoul, and then I'm concerned, and then all of a sudden Russia attacks. And I'm like, yeah, bro, two different invasions from two great powers. This is insane. So I try to just make a peace deal, hoping they agree, because I'm like, listen, I don't want to fight this war. This is not gonna, it's gonna make the video too long. Again, if it's not in my required territories, I don't fight the war because it's just gonna, I don't know. Because look, I go in these games with like an aim, forming this nation. And like, if it's not there, then why do it? Why fight the war? But yeah, so Russia starts sending in the troops, and yeah, bro. It's yeah, no, it forces me to I start moving troops from Korea to the northern front. Meanwhile, Russia continues to gain ground, but honestly, it's useless ground because all they're taking is like the eastern Chinese provinces or eastern Chinese provinces and like Mongolia. and so that really doesn't matter. Manchuria, I'm holding fine. Meanwhile, the only problem is though that I'm fighting on like a turn-based economy, as in like, how I think I've explained this before, but like when you're fighting based on how much you're getting each turn and not like, you know, you don't have a stockpile. If you have a stockpile, fighting is really easy. But yeah. And so after a while, I'm like, okay, I get Ukraine to attack Russia because I know they'll basically distract them from the far away in the western side of Russia. And I once again try for a peace deal just to see if I can. And no, it doesn't work. And now this war ends up just becoming a back and forth. I mean, at least I see it this way because, you know, I'm pushing them from one side and they're just pushing me from the other. And so it's pretty nonsensical. Yeah. And yeah, this ends up taking quite a bit of time. Let's be real. I think this is what if these two wars didn't show up out of nowhere, I'm pretty sure. No, not okay. No, Japan didn't take that much time. Actually, no, you'll see later. Okay, we'll say that for later. But I decided to just invade Bhutan. Okay, while this is all going on, because why not? Just like get it over with. And then meanwhile, so I for some reason decided to start a three-way war because why not? And Bhutan got completely taken over, right? Meanwhile, Russia was now advancing into deeper into like how do I say this? Mongolian territory, yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ukraine hadn't made much progress. So I mean, now look, I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna have to hold out a little bit longer as well. And then, meanwhile, so then I started holding a little bit better in Manchuria, right? Because here's the thing. When like the enemy is pushing into your territory, they can't recruit, right? But you can. So eventually you can just weaken your enemy overall and then grind them down and then push back. That's how most of these wars in this game work. That's that's the annoying type of war though, because it's really long. And the only way, okay, listen, the only way to win this kind of war normally is by making like grinding down the AI for so long that they just make peace with you, which is just it takes just an annoyingly long time, and you never get anywhere because the peace deal is usually like I don't know, if it's in your favor, it's like 55-45%. That's what the peace deal is, and like that's just literally nothing. Like 100,000 people died for 5 provinces. That's what it becomes. So, anyways, I'm like, I guess sick of the war. I try for another peace deal, doesn't work. Now here's the other half of the grinding war. Russia starts pushing in. But then I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm sick of this. I get Finland, I get Kazakhstan, I get Latvia, I get Georgia. I get everybody over on that side of the world to just, everybody just jump Russia, basically. Because I'm like, I want this to be over with. And, and they all agree, of course, to my trade request because that's what the AI is like in this game. Meanwhile, Russia continues to fight, but I know all I have to do is just hold out for at least 10 turns, and the Russia is going to be collapsing soon because of all the wars. But, and also, Japan tried to attack Seoul. I realized that, so I reinforced Seoul before they managed to make a landing, and then, because if they manage to make a landing, yeah, bro, that's going to be a whole nother issue. So, yeah, no, I continue pushing into Russia because, again, I just want to push them back. And then once I realize, okay, maybe they're tired, I try and make a peace deal. It doesn't work. And now, if you look at the Russian map, it's just border gore. Somehow they managed to invade Ukraine amongst all of this. But, of course, that's not going to last for anything. Meanwhile, they continue to invade me, which, I don't know, bro. It's AI. No, but here's the thing. When the AI, okay, so the AI is at war with two nations, though. The AI will normally focus on the nation it's at war first, which explains why Russia's attacking me so fervently, but not attacking the other nations. So, yeah. Anyways, I finally made peace. That war was over, and I tried to make peace with Japan. It didn't work. And so, after a while, I started beefing up my defenses on Seoul just in case they attacked. And then I decided, okay, fine. I'm going to bring all of my army, organize them all in Beijing, okay, for the potential or the future invasion of Japan. And I gathered them all there. It wasn't that much. It was just 8,000. I sent them all to Korea, to get closer to Japan. And then I just mass recruited from North Korea, since I'd stockpiled so much money. And then after all that, I sent in those guys, sent in all the troops, or what do you call, bunched them all together. And then I sent those guys up to Pyongyang as well, and then sent them all to Kyushu and basically did I don't know if you guys know about like Operation Downfall, but basically that invasion. But then here's the thing: the Japanese AI was super annoying because they kept like launching naval invasions initially, and so I had to wait for a while. And then I tried to take all of Kyushu, and they let me. So now I just had control of southern Japan. Oh wait, no, did I? Yeah, I just had control of southern Japan now. And thing was, I didn't have a port that I could leave from, so I had to wait and make a port and then leave. Oh, and of course, how could I forget? Since I did not want to take this Kyushu island, right? I left North Korea in charge of southern Japan. Yes, you heard that right. And the reason I did that was because, mainly because I'm not allowed to have the Japanese provinces, right? It's not a part of the focus, so I wouldn't take it, and so that's why I left it. Meanwhile, for South Korea, I gave them Jeju Island, or actually no, I gave North Korea Jeju Island. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, I basically gave them those territories, and so now I moved over to Nepal, and I think yeah, no, that's why I have that territory left, and so I just mass invaded, and they didn't stand a chance. So after they got annexed, they just got completely annexed. So after that, I quickly just assimilated the territory, of course, and then finally I had to just let go of some territories actually over on this eastern China. So unfortunately, they had to let go, but of course, gotta form the formidable exactly how it is. So yeah, I let go of these last few provinces, and finally we formed the Chinese Asian Heavenly Mandate. Actually, one more province. We let go of one more province, and we finally formed it. All right, guys. See y'all next time. Bye bye.